Hello, I'm Lucy Hockings. Welcome to BBC News Now. Let's start in Venezuela, where new protests are expected to begin in the coming hours. On Monday, there were scenes of violence across the capital, Caracas. You can see some of the violence there on the streets. One person dying when security forces tried to break up these protests, triggered by Sunday's hotly disputed election result that gave President Maduro a third term in power. Tear gas and rubber bullets were fired at angry protesters who were challenging the re-election victory claimed by Mr. Maduro, but disputed by the opposition and questioned by many other countries. Let's bring you more with our South America correspondent, Ione Wells, who is in Caracas.
The election result has set this city alight. Police, the armed forces, tasked with defending the result. Thousands of protesters who say they are defending democracy. The day began with less violent bangs, people hitting pots and pans, chanting freedom, protesting President Maduro's claim to victory.
It's terrible, a fraud. We won with 70%, but they did the same thing to us again. They took the elections from us again.
We want a better future for the youth, because if not, they'll leave the country, one where they can work well and earn well. We have a rich country, and he's destroying everything.
It's a fraud. It was the first time I voted in my life. I was there from 6 in the morning until 9 in the morning, and I saw a lot of people mobilizing in the street. There was a lot of discontent towards the government. The majority of people were voting for change.
As the day went on, thousands of people walked towards the presidential palace to protest the result. Some walking for miles from slums on the mountains surrounding the city. Cars and rubbish set alight around government buildings. Posters of President Maduro ripped down. A statue of his predecessor and mentor, Hugo Chavez, too.
This is something that will be worrying President Maduro. This is not opposition parties, this is not foreign governments disputing the result of this election. This is thousands and thousands of normal people from poorer neighbourhoods around the city coming down to protest at the presidential palace, disputing the results of this election, disputing his claimed victory, and quite literally setting the city alight this evening.
The police, military and armed paramilitaries sympathetic to the government hit back. Tear gas was fired at protesters, rubber bullets too.
This is not the first time that we are facing what we are facing today. There's an attempt to impose a fascist and counter-revolutionary coup in Venezuela once again.
The opposition say they've obtained more than 70% of the receipts from electronic voting machines and claim that this proves they've won.
This is a miracle. A miracle. Today, I want to tell all Venezuelans in the country and abroad, to all the Democrats of the world, we now have proof of the truth of what happened yesterday in Venezuela. We did it. We did it.
This war of words between the government and opposition, the spark for these clashes on the streets, now engulfing this city. Ione Wells, BBC News in Caracas.